Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we weigh in on the case of Pennsylvania liquor officials getting first crack at coveted bourbon. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Cailee Baker, Kathy Cool, and Katie Joyce.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, thanks to everyone for sticking with me here. A little bit late. I was at the shop and we had a birthday party going on.
Woo-hoo.
One of the crazy things we do. McNew's booked for next year. Apparently, she's have.
I think this is the funnest thing, Steve. I definitely want to have a party there.
So yeah, it was cool. It was a birthday party. Girlfriend bought it for her boyfriend, and they had their friends there and stuff like that too. And we went through a tasting with them and found out what they liked, and it was amazing. There was one guy that was like, "I don't like any brown spirits," and we found one that he liked. So it's fun to do it.
That's my favorite thing about bourbon is trying to convince somebody that doesn't like bourbon. They
tell you they don't like it. Yeah, it's like,
I get so excited.
Do like it.
Yeah, they've tried the big name brands.
Gateway was?
Yeah. What his Gateway was?
Yeah. What did you get him into bourbon with? Which?
Old 55 Bottle and Bond. That's the one that he liked.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
He started out expensive. Good for him.
Yeah.
Great
he likes
choice.
the good things in life. So
Great choice.
Yeah. So we did 4 pours on that, and it was great because all 4 of the pours got voted as the favorite of the night. So Jim and I thought, well, we did a pretty good job. If someone voted for at least one of these, it was pretty cool thing to see that everybody liked at least a different one. So it was awesome. So, but we've got a fun show today, and shout out to our birthday folks there. Thank you. I told them I'd say hello to them. So hello, birthday folks.
Hey, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Like, see me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So we've got a great show today. We're going to be talking about some Pappy and BTEC. Always a fun topic, and there may be some cheating going on, so we'll talk about that. We've had a show recently. I love doing these shows when Katie's on because Katie adds to it with a whole little legal twist for us. So it'll be fun to get her on there.
I love them as well.
Yeah, I know. I gotta keep finding these when Katie's on. So before we get to that, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so I was watching TV last night and I saw this commercial from Amazon introducing the Amazon key, which lets the driver put the package in your garage with like a code or something.
Uh-huh.
It blew my mind because I'm like, this seems like a trap. Like that driver could get murdered at a sketchy house, or maybe he's a vampire and you're fucking up your own house. Like, how is this a good idea? Like, I get people want their packages to be safe, but like, you're literally like going to let a stranger in your garage that's connected to your house. It's bonkers.
Trust them to close it too.
And to close it correctly. I can't. It seems insane to me.
It seems like a bad idea to me too. I don't.
So on the one, instantly I'm thinking liability. And on the one side, I'm thinking Amazon could be saving money on assurance of delivery. So when people are like, oh, it didn't get delivered, or they're like, well, the Amazon key says it was delivered. So they're saving some money there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this could be a liability nightmare of people then claiming damage in their garages, oh, this happened, that happened, my golf clubs are missing X, Y, and Z. I feel like they're just opening Pandora's box
or
for
other
liability.
expensive things in your garage. I just feel like it's so crazy. Like, not that I'm saying like Amazon people are bad people that would steal from you. I just think it's insane to give a stranger a code to a part of your home.
Especially since I feel like Amazon is such a, hugely fast growing business. Like there's new people all the time. You never know when someone catches on to it. They're like, oh, I can get into people's houses with this Amazon key. And I just need to get hired on at Amazon.
We're all adults.
Kept safe. Like, does one person do all your deliveries?
No.
I don't
know. It just looks like they have their little scanner thing, right? The thing that they take pictures with when it's on your porch, which I'm fine with. I like that. But it's like they type in whatever code you give them. I don't think it has to be the same as your house code, but it opens your garage. They can get in.
Let's know this. I mean, how many times you've been notified that there's been a security breach and at a grocery store or a restaurant, and they have access to the credit cards. Now, security breach with Amazon, and they've got your code for your garage. That's bad, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Amazon already does home security systems, right? Like, don't they already own one of the home security system brands? Is it Ring? I think.
Probably.
So they probably would put that in with their security level of that. But if it's part of now their delivery network, now are they putting that to the same level? Oh gosh.
All I know is there's a giant Amazon plant being built down the road from us, and it's going to bring like a shit ton of money and jobs to the area, and
an
a
Amazon
lot
plant.
of less security is what I feel like.
Where they manufacture the Amazon.
Amazon's taking over our lives.
I feel like there's a hub on different sides of every major city. I think Indy has like 2 actually.
Right. Does anybody
got to get something the same day?
Would anybody on this group sign up for that? So they're like, hey, just give us your garage code and then we'll be able to deliver in your garage. Is there anybody on here that would be willing to do that? Because I would not. I wouldn't do that.
Absolutely not.
I actually called the cops yesterday.
Very happy with that situation.
I actually called the cops. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. We just got security cameras installed this past Monday because my wallet got stolen out of my car a couple weeks ago. And I already had to call the cops because there was some lady on my porch knocking on the door and then looking in my windows. My dogs are going fucking nuts. And all I see is she goes from the front all the way to the back and like through my carport to my back door and knocks on it and is looking in the windows there. And I like tried to talk to her on the camera and she wasn't talking back. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I called my mom and I was like, or I texted my mom. I was like, what do I do? She was like, call the cops. I was like, okay. Because none of us were home and my dogs were just freaking out. She didn't leave. Her car was still there. I still saw everything. And so I called the cops and then had to call them back and find out what happened after I watched them come on my security camera and then leave. Apparently I was a home health nurse with the wrong address. And she was like, I guess thought that there was somebody in the house.
Cailee, how could you do something like that?
I mean,
Cailee, that's terrible.
Super sketchy.
She knew
that
she
is
was in the
super
wrong
sketchy.
house.
Like anybody can get a pair of fucking scrubs from Walmart
Cailee.
and go to
Yeah,
somebody
how could
else
you?
and be creeping around.
How could you do that, Cailee?
Hey, I mean, I was about to try to drive the 20 minutes home, and I honestly did try to contact her through the camera, but it was raining that day, and so it was really loud, and like I don't think she could hear me. But I was like, "Hello, like, what's going on?" You know,
Who are you?
And she came around to the back. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like nobody comes to the back.
She's afraid
Like,
her client is dead.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably what she thought.
Surprised you don't have ambulances at your home. They're not answering the door.
I know, and I also didn't want to get my door kicked in. Like if she did think that there was somebody in the house that was dead and like waiting on her. So in my defense, I called the cops because I was like, I'm not home. I need somebody to check this out. Nobody that I know is home. So like, I don't know what's going on. So
I didn't mind that call.
I
The
have
cops
a
didn't mind.
pretty large collection of bourbon that probably cost somebody a lot of money if it fell into the wrong hands. So I don't, I'm pretty particular about people creeping in my window.
There you go. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Katie. I feel like this is Katie's show. Let's start with her. Katie, what do you got?
I have some Widow Jane 10-year.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just decent. Yeah, kind of low. So I don't think it's going to win, but you never know. McNew yawning. We'll make McNew go next.
I'm actually going to go through some samples tonight that I've had for a while. I have some Elijah Craig 18.
Okay.
No cork.
Yeah, McNew for years told me we need to start this later. I try to, I'm like in my 30s. I can have a life if
Now
we
I'm
start this later.
tired, Steve.
So now I start the show later, and McNew is yawns the whole time. Just,
The last couple of Fridays, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And I don't even work on Fridays anymore.
Oh my God! And the other thing that audience members say is your McNew impression is spot on. So yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
All right, Cailee, you look like you're ready to go. What do you got?
Oh, I've got a bottle of Checkpoint Rye because a friend of mine gave me this cool glass today, and I told him I would drink out of it on the podcast. And it's a song. We'll talk about it later. Anyways, Here we go.
Whoa!
That's
Explosive. That's
I'm telling you, Leatherwood corks.
Leatherwood corks.
If you want to win, competitions like this.
Yeah, I thought of you this week. I'm in the St. Louis Bourbon Society Facebook group page.
I saw that.
I said somebody had posted a fucklehead photo.
Yeah.
Like, well,
oh, really?
Yeah. So.
I said I had to buy it just because of the front of the bottle.
Yeah. And then they're like, "Why? It's giving the finger, but it's doing the ring finger. Why is that?" I was going to jump in, and I thought, I'm not mansplaining anybody. I let them figure it out themselves.
Yeah, it's all on the website. The whole
It's all there.
explanation.
It'll all come together.
Yeah. All right, Kathy, what do you got?
I am going to work on this little bit of Neely. I'm going to have a little butterscotch glow tonight.
Okay. Okay. That was interesting. Squeaky, but loud cork, but a lot of slosh there too. You had the
sloshy.
Yeah. Cailee still got the lead. I've got straight edge here, so this is a weird one. Yeah, more of a Halloween theme. It's got a straight edge razor on the front. So here we go. No, nothing there. No, disappointing. So, all right, Cailee wins. How about
Here's
that?
Kaylee.
All right.
Here's Cailee.
Cheers.
Ding.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, it's going to be time to talk about this situation. There was some leftover Pappy and BTAC from a recent lottery that they had in Pennsylvania, and some interesting people got some of those extras. We'll talk about that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Mr. Bill. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. And I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Pennsylvania liquor officials and if they should get the first crack at Pappy's and other VTACs.
Yes, we are. So, Pennsylvania, just for in case you didn't know, is a state-controlled liquor thing. So it's a liquor control board is part of the state, and they do their super allocated stuff like Pappy's and BTAC is they do statewide lotteries from time to time. And of course, when you win a lottery, doesn't mean that you get the item because you have to then pay for it. And there are people that they contact and say, no, I'm not interested or whatever. Or, I wanted to win the Pappy 23 and it's the Pappy 15 or 20 that you've got. I'm not interested in that. So there ends up being things left over. And I would assume that the idea is that there's some sort of secondary lottery or something like that. But apparently, some of the officials that are affiliated with the lottery system that put it together, then were able to buy those. So that again, I'm not involved in this. I'm just reading an article that says this is what's happened. And Katie, do you want to, from a legal perspective, our on-staff lawyer here, tends to weigh in on these things. And what do you know about this? What do you think about this? And is there any wrongdoing? Because I believe they went to trial and I believe they got off. So the state came back and said there at least wasn't enough to prosecute, I think. I don't think it even went to trial, actually.
No.
So tell us about it. Yeah.
It was an investigation through the Ethics Commission. So interesting little caveat here of what happened. So it was the board members who had the leftovers from the lottery. And then before they did like a second lottery or sold it to the public, they decided to sell it to themselves instead.
Sure.
And then an auditor ended up finding out about it when he saw that the bottle numbers and the lottery numbers weren't matching up. And I believe that's how it was discovered. So that launched the ethics investigation. So it wasn't a criminal investigation. It was an ethics investigation.
Okay.
So the State Ethics Commission, they found that the sharing of the confidential information did not violate the ethics law. And their ruling was that it was due to an insufficient, clear, and convincing evidence of a pecuniary benefit. So, because
what's that mean? What's
financial?
pecuniary?
So it was not a financial benefit.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
So, which I think we can all
You could argue that
argument
yeah,
here in a minute.
Yeah.
So the actual order summary. So I went to the actual investigation, and the order summary was that there was no violation of Section 1103A of the Public Official and Employee Ethics Act when the individuals who are the directors of retail operations for the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board use their authority of public position to obtain information not available to the general public and then use that information to purchase alcohol that was limited in quantity and unavailable for purchase by the general public due to insufficient, clear and convincing evidence of financial benefit. So then the question then is, what is 1103A? So I went and looked at that, and under the State Ethics Commission and their Ethics Act, there is a section of 1103, which is restricted activities, and 1103A is conflict of interest. And conflict of interest is that no public official or public employee shall engage in conduct that constitutes a conflict of interest. Now, part of this, when you look on its face, seems like a conflict of interest to me. So then we have to go to the definitions within the Ethics Act of conflict of interest. It says that it is use by a public official or public employee of the authority of this office or employment or any confidential information received through his holding public office or employment for the private financial benefit of himself, a member of his immediate family or business with which he or she or a member, of his family is associated. The term does not include an action having a de minimis economic impact or which affects to the same degree a class consisting of the general public or a subclass consisting of an industry, occupation, or other group, which includes a public official or public employee, member of his family, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming because they didn't just give it to themselves, but they actually bought it at the MSRP amount, they are saying it was not for a financial benefit because they didn't then go resell it. Good Lord.
Right.
Resell it at secondary pricing. They bought it at MSRP and then kept it to themselves, or at least they had, and when they were then found out about.
Okay. But
I think that's a bunch of baloney.
me too. Because as a private citizen, I'm not a Pennsylvania resident, but as a citizen, if I was a citizen of Pennsylvania, I would be like, yes, there is a violation there because guess what? They had access to that. I didn't have it. I'm just you can't say they didn't have special treatment there because they had access to this stuff, which I would have liked to had, by the way. And I didn't get to buy it. I had to try to win it in the lottery. No, I didn't win the lottery. I should get an equal crack at this as a fellow citizen of Pennsylvania to get whatever's left over. I think this is totally wrong. I think this is terrible, actually.
It is terrible. And here's the thing. They said that there was no fault, but then I read in the article that Steve sent me that they changed the rules after the fact.
Yep, exactly.
So not only did they change the rules after the fact, even though there was no fault, I think that entire board needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's fine. But also we are forever changing the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to let this one go and you guys can stay on and just don't do it again.
And if you ask any person, did they gain a financial benefit from this?
Yes.
Even though,
yes.
Now, I think if they would have been selling it, they would have
Then
absolutely
then it
had
would
an
have
ethics
been
violation.
This
No
would have been
question about it.
criminal at this point. I would think it's not even.
Them in the future, did they say, "Hey, you can't sell this, pop it right now"? I'm sure
That's
they
the
did.
thing.
What says in 5 years if they get in a tight spot says, "Hey, I need to flip this"? They're getting a financial gain. Like nothing. What's stopping them?
Because it's all gone up. I mean,
Nope.
old Rip was $600 a year ago. It's $2,000 now on the
Nope,
second.
no
A
requirement.
potential gain, I will say, but nothing stopping them.
The only requirement.
There's a pecuniary benefit. Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sell any of these half bottles for a certain amount of money to anybody.
Right.
You know, somebody somewhere is going to buy a bottle that's cracked.
There's always value in it
Oh,
somewhere.
right. Exactly.
Because the only requirement was they were ordered to fulfill the agreement to not purchase any items offered by the Liquor Control Board outside the process by which a Commonwealth resident could purchase the items. So it says nothing about the items they already purchased.
Yeah.
So why wasn't there a second auction, or why didn't they just get put on store shelves? Like I have a question there.
Because
I don't
they
understand the
said,
control.
"Gee,
state.
I'd like to take that home."
Right. Yeah.
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 The other thing that I considered was, why was this only an ethics investigation and not a criminal investigation?
Yeah.
Because the last time on the episode from end of July, when we talked about our person who took the information about where it was going in stores and released it, that was a criminal investigation.
Yes.
So the big difference here is that that person got in trouble because they used information from the computer in an unauthorized manner. These people were at the top. Why am I pronouncing all the simple words so incorrectly today? They're at the top. And so since they're at the top, since they're at the top, they were allowed to say, "Oh, we're authorized to do this." And so they authorized themselves to sell it to themselves. And so they didn't violate any criminal laws because of that. So there was no computer trespass. There was no embezzlement.
If I'm a taxpayer
because
in
of
that
that.
state, I'm furious. I am just livid. I'm livid because Yeah, this is politicians and people on the state payroll, doing things that are above and beyond what private citizens can do who are paying their salaries. It's ridiculous.
State control liquor just kind of an antiquated concept.
Well, it is, but it's not going away. It's
that's a whole
they make money
other
off that. Yeah,
show. That's a whole other problem.
yeah. So there you go. I
think a creative prosecutor could have done something though with fraud or that, because an intent to defraud other people. I think they could have done something with some kind of criminal investigation at least. But
how's it any different than like, hey, nobody won the Mega Millions this weekend? What takes a lottery person saying, I'm going to go to that gas station and collect all those tickets back? Like, it's definitely a financial gain, whether they want to think it is or not. Like
it could be really under Pennsylvania law. There is a deceptive or fraudulent business practices. And I feel like just because it was the government practice, they probably got away with that. But if they were a private company who did that, I feel like there would have been a criminal investigation into deceptive and fraudulent business practices like immediately. But because it was the state run liquor control, there wasn't that either.
Wow. Crazy. So Pennsylvania, shame on you, and do better Pennsylvania.
Less government, Pennsylvania. Do better.
Yeah, do better. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Cailee, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me out at Leatherwood Distillery at one of our 2 locations in Pleasant View or Clarksville, and online at Cailee O. Baker or at the Bourbon Bakers.
All right, Kathy.
I have an Instagram now.
Oh, congratulations.
See, I follow her on like 3 different accounts.
I am KK Cask Strength on Instagram.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. All right. Welcome to Instagram. All right. Katie, how about you?
You can find me campaigning with the Pennsylvania legislature to make it a crime to be a selfish asshole. And also over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right. McNew.
I am also on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For artists, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's Birthday Barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.